so much more than entertainment.
It's Friday, September 20, 2024. This is CVM News at Noon. I'm Nika Lewis, joined in studio by a group of specialists from the Constabulary's Liaison Communication team, and they'll be with us later on for a discussion segment too. But we start with matters in the courts. Coyote Satchel, the woman accused of killing 8-year-old Daniel Rowe, who was a student at the Brayton Primary School in Portmore, St. Catherine, will return to court next week. Satchel was arrested and charged for the abduction and murder of Danielle, whose body was later found in St. Andrew with her throat slashed. On Thursday, the judge ordered Satchel to make an appearance before the Supreme Court once again on September 24. Executive Director of the Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, JAMP, Jeanette Calder, is defending the work of the Integrity Commission in the recently tabled report focusing on the Prime Minister's finances.
Is this a witch hunt? And my answer to that is nothing I have seen suggests that it is. When I first said to the viewers that the 5 commissioners and the 5 directors did not create an integrity commission, our parliament, very MPs, decided that they actually needed to improve on a pre-existing organization that used to, from 1973, check on their assets to make sure that they were not illicitly enriching themselves. I am familiar with it because I was a public servant, and based on the work that I did, I was required to go through this process myself. And I can remember reading the previous institutions' reports where they would keep on asking George, Parliament, to give us more powers. What were the powers that they wanted? If I, for example, negotiating a contract, as I did then on behalf of the government for a land developer to go into a joint venture with the government, a land developer could come, because that's a decision I would make and a recommendation on a $140 million housing project. Ms. Calder, we give you 10% of it. If I get that $10 million, 140, so if I get that $14 million, George, I'm not going to come home with it and put it under a mattress.
Yes.
I have to hide it, which is what I would have to do,
yes,
in an asset. It could be a house, it could be an investment.
Calder endorses the move of the Integrity Commission to refer the matter of Holness's finances to the Financial Investigations Division, the FID.
What they are saying to the people of Jamaica is that we have gone as far as the powers that government has given us can. What we need now, since Mr. Holness is saying this and we have evidence saying that, we now have to hand this thing over to another investigative body that has gotten what? Even more powers than we have to pull back the veil. Now, what the FID can do, George, last 10 seconds on this is, the FID doesn't need my cooperation, doesn't need the Prime Minister's cooperation. The FID operates at a level that they can follow the stream of any financial transaction, particularly over a certain amount. So they're merely saying, we have taken this as far as we can go. You are another government agency. This is why you exist. Finish this.
The Principal Director of the National Integrity Action, NIA, Daniel Archer, says there is legitimate concern about the Prime Minister's integrity amid the findings of the Integrity Commission report tabled on Tuesday.
One of the things the report highlights is private real estate dealings with Norman Brown, who chairs both the UDC and the Housing Agency of Jamaica. This is an example now.
Yes.
If it is that there are private dealings between the Prime Minister and this gentleman, it now brings into question any decision that would have been made in respect of land. Let's say, for instance, a decision that says, oh, we can reduce transfer tax. Are you reducing the transfer tax for the benefit of the people of Jamaica, or are you reducing the transfer tax for the benefit of your own private real estate dealings? So what is happening now, George, is that you're now going to start to question why is it that there are decisions that are being made in Parliament or being promoted by the Prime Minister? Are they being done in the interest of the country, or are they being done to pursue private aims?
In other news now, South Manchester Member of Parliament Robert Chin has taken defensive stance, claiming the protests across his constituency for better roads may have been politically charged. He says the protesters are aligned to the opposition People's National Party while seeking to quash many of the residents' concerns. Here's Courtney Lewis.
Robert Chin, Member of Parliament for Southern Manchester, is condemning Monday's protests surrounding poor road conditions and the closing of the Prattville Primary and Infant School. He accuses some residents, claiming they were a group of PNP supporters trying to score political points ahead the next general election. This comes despite the residents' claim in previous reports that this was not a political matter but one of negligence.
A group of PNP supporters blocked a section of the roadway from Pewsey Hill to Hermitage as a part of a continuation of their campaign under the disguise of demonstrating for bad roads, the health center and the school. I say it under the disguise because they were heard shouting PNP slogans of time come and no labor rights around here.
Chin claims he has previously addressed the residents' concerns, adding he was in the Pewsey Hill area of the parish 3 weeks ago. He says work has been underway to restore the Prattville Primary and Infant School, but was hindered due to the protests. He reminded individuals to use alternative health centers in surrounding areas as well. But concerning road conditions, he casts blame on the People's National Party for the state of the infrastructure.
As it relates to bad road, let me state categorically that I did not bring bad roads to South Manchester. The PNP had their foot on the neck of this constituency for 31 years, stifling the life out of it. But I'm here to fix it.
The MP further reports success in his efforts to improve the conditions with a spend of $40 million so far.
I completed phase 1 of Busso Lane, which is from Pewsey Hill into Warwick at a cost of $40 million. Secondly, there are 2 contracts out for repairs from Campbellsfield up into Pewsey Hill and from Pewsey Hill into Warwick, which I consider Busso Lane phase 2. And the third stage is that NAA, they completed the scoping for the particular roadway that was blocked this morning. And they did it for the Spark program.
It is Chin's belief that work on the roadways will be effected soon. Courtney Lewis for CVM News.
Over to health now. Polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS, is a hormonal challenge affecting the ovaries of 8 to 13% of reproductive-aged women. Speaking on Sunrise this morning was founder of PCOS Talk JA, Olivia Marie, and doctors who specialize in female reproductive health.
The main thing with PCOS is that there is an overproduction of insulin in our bodies in women who are affected by it, which in turn causes our ovaries to produce excess male hormones. We call these androgens, like testosterone. And because of this overproduction of testosterone and male hormones, it can lead to a myriad of symptoms in women who are affected by the disorder. Most common symptom is going to be irregular periods.
So insulin, we know usually around diabetics, diabetics probably have to take insulin, but all of us produce insulin, and that helps to break down the sugars. So if you want to essentially lower the amount of sugar you're having most of the time, it's kind of difficult for us because, we love sugar. But
Jamaican diet.
Exactly. So, we have our dumpling, we have a lot of rice, but things like even yam, banana,
mango
cassava,
seasoning.
and even breadfruit. These are really good complex carbohydrates, so they take a longer time to break down, and that's helpful for our insulin.
PCOS Talk basically is an opportunity for us to share with each other about the condition, to, share space with each other. And what I find is a lot of people say, with speaking with you or other people in the community, that is what has helped me to better manage, even just living with a condition like PCOS.
While you're watching CVM News at Noon, stay with us. Our discussion segment is next.
Welcome to Candy Craze, your one-stop shop for everything sweet. Got a craving? Planning a party? We've got you covered. With over 200 different types of candies and chocolates, you're sure to find your favorite here. Create your own ice cream flavor by mixing in your favorite toppings, or enjoy our delicious milkshakes, blizzards, dip cones, and Belgian waffle ice cream sandwich sundaes. Visit Candy Craze at Progressive Plaza Barbican and upstairs Fontana Waterloo. Candy Craze, making every moment sweeter.
You will always keep us vibing. Jamaican quality for sure. First thing when I wake up, pour up my bulk syrup. Pure water, me can't get enough. Feeling the love in the air. On the beach with my ginger beer. I'm doing low up on cash. Still can't go buy one splash. Squash, load, catch up, road. Pure, have you ready for the road?
Pure products, quality for sure.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Based on his personality, what kind of bug would you compare your husband to? Tasha.
A roach.
Bollywood has never been this good. Catch Made for Each Other weekdays at 12:30 p.m. on your drama station. Brought to you by
Hyundai. Conditions apply.
Welcome back to CVM News at Noon. It's now time for our discussion segment, and some might say that the Jamaica Constabulary Force has taken a new approach to marketing and communications, especially on social media. But the force's communications network is taking it a step further by reintroducing its liaison program. Joining us in studio to tell us more is the head of the JCF's Corporate Communications Network, CCN, SSP Stephanie Lindsay. Welcome, SSP Lindsay.
Thank you very much.
You're no stranger to the studios here at CVM TV, but what we wanted to talk about this time around is your team that's in studio. What was it that drove the JCF to revamp this special liaison team?
All right, so very early when Dr. Blake took office, one of the mandate that he gave that we need to revamp the communication network. So we were CCU, yes. So we are now back to CCN, which is the Constabulary Communication Network. And we understand the importance of communication within the context of Jamaica and the Jamaica Constabulary Force. When you think of how communication works now and the amount of information and misinformation, you know that the Jamaica Constabulary Force, we are an organization of facts. Yes. So